right, on this week's Trail Talk, we are at AOAA. I'm actually have a private 101 today, so I have a customer that's behind me. We're going down. We got about a half mile to go to our next obstacle, so I got a few minutes here where I can go over some questions. Are there bathrooms on the trails? No, not at any of the parks. There's restroom facilities at certain parks back in the parking lots, but technically with the CDC regulations, they would have to clean them after every single person uses them, and that is just not feasible. So what a lot of the parks are doing is actually just removing them and making everybody just be self-sufficient. I know that's kind of a gray area with stuff and everything, but you got to do what you got to do just to be open. So at least they're open. Can I bring kids to the 101 class? Absolutely. Yes, you can. You can bring the kids to any ride, any training class. Just make sure they're safe, make sure they're comfortable, and make sure they have enough stuff to do, eat, snack, what have you, and we will accommodate as much as possible. What we have to watch for is we cannot stop the groups for one person that has to stop every 5 minutes. So as long as everybody's considerate of everybody else and isn't monopolizing time, everything is fine. So that's just kind of you and your personal setup. If you want to bring the kids along, great. Just try to be considerate of others with anybody you bring along. And that goes for pets also. What is a night ride like, and do you need a light bar? Well, the night rides, we're restructuring a little bit for this year. We're not going to have as many, just so it gets a steady flow of people. We spaced them out enough last year that some night rides, just due to timing and everything, there were not that many that came. So this year we're going to bunch them up a little bit just to try to consolidate. But the night rides are at AOAA, depending on the time of year, just depending on what time they start. But we send everybody out one at a time, or if you have a friend, you can go together. But we space everybody out so that you can follow the designated route. So it's not a guided ride, because a guided ride, you won't be able to use your lights. But it's a non-guided ride where you follow a route, and we have the route predetermined, laid out, so then you can use all of your off-road lights and shine through. It's actually a pretty neat setup, so you can use all your lights. If you don't have any, regular headlights are sufficient. Next question, since you can't try before you buy tires, what are some things you should look for when choosing a tire to replace the stock tires on a daily driver? Well, a lot of it is, what are you planning on doing with the vehicle? If 99% of the time you're going to be driving on the road, you might want to look into an all-season tire or an all-terrain. If you're 100% on the road, an all-season is going to get the best gas mileage and wear and things like that. If you're going to go slightly off-roading and mostly on-road, an all-terrain is a great idea. If you're going to be doing 50-50 or so, mud terrain might be the better option. But that also determines load range, amount of sidewall plies, things like that. But it's all personal preference with style, look, things like that. But also, where are you going with the vehicle and what are you doing with it? And if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. I can give you some recommendations. But there's so many brands and styles out there, and there's so many variables with what people do. You got to get what's best suited for you, your lifestyle, your vehicle, what you also want as a look. What is a frequent wheeler pass? For those who come out regularly to our monthly guided rides, we have a frequent wheeler pass where Mary knows the details of it, but it's buy so many, get so many free type of thing. We want to give back to those who come out frequently, so it's you buy so many, you get so many free. All right, my vehicle does not have 4-low. Can I still do the 101 class and guided rides? Yes, but you have to do private ones. And the reason for that is the non-4-low vehicles are not near as capable as the ones with 4-low. They take a lot more hand-holding and work to get through a lot of obstacles. Plus, some of these newer vehicles, the more you work it, the transmission overheats, and then they have to sit and cool down. Well, we don't want the group to have to wait for one vehicle. So it's not holding up the rest of the group because one vehicle is less equipped. That's why any non-4Low vehicle we ask to take a private setup so we can explain to you exactly the pros and cons of that vehicle. My traction control says it's off when in 4Low. Will it turn on? Yes. And we have people that are arguing with this regularly. Especially in the Jeeps, yes, it will turn back on. As long as you know how to work the system, it will turn back on. You just have to drive it a certain way. It temporarily disables itself to give you more driver input, but it does not fully turn off. There are some Toyota models that will fully turn off. You can turn it back on with your A-Track button, or it will kick in, but some models, packages, it's off as soon as you turn it. So it all depends on the vehicles, but for Jeeps, it will turn itself back on. One more question, why are the classes different than others? Why are ours different than others? And is it on trail? Ours are on real world trails. They are not on a groomed, maintained course that we go out every morning and fix up. It is not a pre-built course because we want you to have the true off-roading experience. Now, we focus on driving skill, not showing you what every button does. We will show you that, but we want you to be better drivers. Our goal is to make you a better driver while learning what the vehicle is capable of. And that goes for all of the classes. Thank you. Any more questions, feel free to reach out to us.